Chapter 11, Mishnah 8. The previous Mishnah taught that each Shabbos, the lechem hapanim is placed on the shulchan, along with 2 spoonfuls of levona. They are removed the following Shabbos. At that time, the levona is burned on the mizbeach, and the loaves are then eaten by the kohanim. This Mishnah discusses various cases in which the lechem hapanim or levona was placed or removed on the wrong day. The first case: if someone arranged the bread on the shulchan on Shabbos as required, but placed the spoonfuls of levona after Shabbos, e.g. on Sunday, instead of on Shabbos, and then burned the spoonfuls of levona on the following Shabbos, the bread is invalid, because the levona was burned prematurely, before it was on the shulchan for 7 days. Therefore, one is not liable to karas for eating the loaves, if they were pigel, nosar, or tameh. Since its levona was burned prematurely, and thus could not permit it to be eaten, there is no penalty of karas for eating the bread if it was pigel, nosar, or tameh. The second case: if he arranged the bread and the spoonfuls of levona on Shabbos, which is their proper time, but then burned the spoonfuls of levona after Shabbos on the following day, Sunday, while leaving the bread on the shulchan until the following Shabbos, the bread is invalid because the levona was burned prematurely, after being only 1 day on the shulchan. Therefore, one is not liable to karas for eating the loaves for pigel, nosar, or tameh. The third case: if he arranged both the bread and the spoonfuls of levona after Shabbos, i.e. on Sunday, and then burned the spoonfuls of levona on the following Shabbos, the bread is invalid because the levona was burned before being on the shulchan for 7 days. However, if he did not yet burn the levona, there is a solution. What should he do for the bread and levona to be valid? He should leave the bread and levona on the shulchan until the next Shabbos, i.e. the third Shabbos. At that time, the levona is burned on the mizbeach and the bread is eaten. Once something has been consecrated in a kli sheres, it can become invalidated with lina, remaining overnight, if it remains beyond its designated time. The shulchan is a kli sheres that consecrates the bread that is put on it. See Mishnah 2. Thus, the bread that was put there on Shabbos is invalidated with lina if it remains there overnight following the second Shabbos, which is the time designated for it to be removed and eaten. However, the shulchan consecrates the bread only on Shabbos. The Mishnah explains that for this reason, in the third case, where the bread was placed there on Sunday, it is not invalidated with lina. Nevertheless, it does not become invalidated with lina, since even if the bread that was placed there earlier in the week remains on the shulchan for many days, that is 6 days from the first Sunday until the following Shabbos, it does not matter, i.e. since it does not become invalid, since it was not consecrated until that Shabbos. And once it was consecrated on that Shabbos, it stayed on the shulchan only until the Shabbos after that. Therefore, it does not become invalidated with lina.